So this evening, I just want us to look at this saying in Proverbs. It's a saying of the wise. It's an example of practical wisdom that we need every day in our lives. Proverbs chapter 22, verses 24 and 25. Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man do not go, lest you learn his ways and set a snare for your soul. In this proverb, it's basically telling us to avoid friendships with short-tempered, hot-headed, wrathful people. These are people who do not have control of their anger. They let their rage control them and drive them. Some of them even enjoy it and have no desire to control it, kind of like this. Maybe extreme, but you get the idea. Anyone might temporarily be angry, but this is really what we're referring to in this proverb is a deeper spiritual problem. They are seething with anger and rage that continually spills out. And again, they have no control of this. Now, if a Christian has a problem with anger and wrath, they should be focusing on increasing the opposites of that. They should be increasing following the Lord and doing the things that we're supposed to have in us. We should be full of love and mercy and grace and forgiveness to others. So, again, we could have moments where we fail, and we should repent of those moments. But we should be leaving our old life and habits behind by focusing on Jesus' teachings and growing habits of those things I just mentioned. You know, if we love others, if we have mercy on others, if we forgive others, if we have grace toward them, then we will not have that sin of anger and wrath. Or at least in the beginning, you'll start to decrease it. But over time, you know, it takes time. But over time, it will get better. You'll be able to rein that in and change who you are and not be this wild man we see here. And it takes time, like I said, but you know, don't make excuses. Just make a good habit of doing those other things. And if you do lose control, then again, apologize and repent. But to look at also a part of this, now why not make friendships with these wrathful people? Because as the proverb says, you will learn their ways. Close association with sin is corrupting. We were talking about leaven earlier today, and leaven represents sin, and that sin is corrupting, and it tends to spread, right? So do not be deceived. Evil company corrupts good habits. We also know that from the Bible. So it's one thing to help someone or try to advise them and try to help them contain such anger and wrath. But it's another to be like in a very close relationship with a wrathful person who's not willing to repent or change. So that can be damaging to you, especially if you take on some of those traits. That can be damaging to your soul. It puts your soul at risk. It puts your salvation at risk. So we want to be careful who we form close associations with. The people we're close to, they do have influence over us, even if sometimes we refuse to see it. Spend time with godly people, with God's people. Be close with people who share your love of God. And then you can all influence each other for the good things, for holiness, and in the Lord's love. So, in closing, I just want to remind us that the Bible is full of God's wisdom for us. This is just one little practical example of everyday advice that He gives us. And if we will just take the time to spend in the Bible and find God's advice for our life, then when we come to situations, whatever those situations may be, we will know how to handle those. Jesus lived a perfect life filled with temptations and undeserved abuse. We all know this. So there's nobody better qualified to tell us how to live this life than Him. Let Him teach us how to deal with all those matters that we have in this life. And this evening, if there's anything that we can do to help you, please let it be known as we stand and sing.